Hey, how's it going? In today's video, we're talking about Hidari and why I feel he will betray the current main antagonist of Two Blue Vortex, Jura. This video will contain spoilers for the Boruto manga, so you have been warned. With that being said, let's get started. So Jura declared in chapter 5 of Blue Vortex that he wants to eat Naruto Uzumaki, much to the other Shinju characters' confusion considering that Naruto is not an Otsutsuki. Jura had an influence on the other Shinju since they followed his example on eating non-Otsutsuki characters as well. Something bizarre about Jura's statement is that the Shinju shouldn't even know that Naruto is alive. The only way Jura could have found out this information is through Hidari. If this turns out to be true, then Hidari and Sasuke have the same memories after all. Boruto and Sasuke have been together for the better half of 2 years, so they had plenty of time to talk about everything. I don't see why Boruto wouldn't tell Sasuke that Naruto is still alive, especially considering that Sasuke grew to trust him again. The Shinju going after non-Otsutsuki characters is a direct result of Kawaki telling Boruto about his parents' whereabouts in being frozen in the Daikoku-ten dimension. The irony of the situation is that if Kawaki did not tell Boruto anything in chapter 78 of part 1, then Jura would have never found out about Naruto's whereabouts in Blue Vortex. It truly shows Kawaki's arrogance. He thought he could kill Boruto right away, and he felt no need to withhold any information from him. Not only did Boruto survive, Kawaki's decision in not working with Boruto to take down Code in part 1 is a direct cause of the Shinju coming into existence in the first place. And that only hurts Kawaki's goals since they are ready to destroy everything that Kawaki has been trying to maintain with all of his lies. Had it not been for Kawaki, Jura may have not decided to eat a non-Otsutsuki character, and likely the Shinju would have solely focused on eating the Otsutsuki, meaning Kawaki and Boruto would have remained the only targets, and it would have been at least difficult to catch Boruto because of the Flying Raijin technique. Hidari asked Jura in Blue Vortex chapter 5, what exactly are they? What I've gathered from their appearances in chapters 4 and 5 is that the Shinju all want their own individual identities, but each has their own unique method of going about it. Shinju Bug is the only one who didn't choose a name for himself, and he acts the most like the original Ten Tails. He doesn't even pick Ada in some grand plan as his target. He simply chose her because she was watching him. Matsuri is basically an evil Moegi clone. She acts more assertive than Moegi in an attempt to distance herself from the original. I think she wants to eat Konohamaru off the basis of erasing the past, since she has many memories of Konohamaru in her head because Moegi and Konohamaru spent their whole entire lives together. Jura answers Hidari's question that it doesn't matter who they are, but that their instincts will reveal their true natures. In the nature versus nurture argument, Jura would definitely take the side of nature. But if you pay close enough attention, Hidari did not look satisfied with that answer. Despite picking Sarada as his target, he has the mind of Sasuke, so he tends to think about things a little bit deeper than the average Shinju would or even regular individuals. Sasuke was a very complex individual throughout Shippuden, and it was after Itachi defeated Kabuto that Sasuke started questioning everything. Similar to Hidari, Sasuke started questioning the basic principles of the shinobi world. What is a village? What is a clan? And Sasuke also had a strong desire to understand why things in the shinobi world turned out the way they did. Sasuke was no longer an individual being misguided by characters like Orochimaru or Obito. Sasuke started from scratch and wanted to discover things himself. Even during the end of Shippuden, once he was exonerated of all of his crimes, he traveled the world to try to have a more optimistic view on things. While during the 4th Great Shinobi War, Sasuke contradicted everything Itachi stood for, believing he could take on everything himself. He was fortunate enough that he had a friend in Naruto to push him back on the right path. Because Jura is lost like Hidari is, I feel as though Hidari will eventually stop following Jura and do his own thing. I truly believe Hidari will be the inverse to Sasuke. While Sasuke started off as a shinobi of the leaf, he ultimately decided to go rogue in Naruto Part 1 because the village and his own goals no longer aligned. Hidari may also be put in a similar situation. He may be cooperating with the other Shinju for now, But as the four characters keep developing, I feel as though their goals will deviate even further and each will start doing their own thing. Hidari, like Sasuke, may leave the group he was originally part of to find his own path in another group. What's notable is that Hidari chose Sarada as his target right after Jura gave him his explanation. Perhaps Hidari agreed with Jura to a certain degree, that his instincts will lead him to discovering who he truly is. But I think Hidari's interpretation of this is quite literal. He is seeking purpose in Sarada. Hidari completely has the psychology of Sasuke, and he understands that Sasuke loves Sarada the most in the world. And he likely realized that he can use Sarada as a guide to find out who he truly needs to be, or truly wants to be. Hidari and Sarada can learn from each other in a way. Hidari can discover his purpose through someone he may view as a daughter figure, and he can also show Sarada how to utilize her Mangekyo Sharingan powers, something Sasuke was never able to do. Everything Sasuke did from chapter 80 all the way to the events of the flashback in Blue Vortex chapter 5 was for the sake of his daughter. Even Sasuke's last words to Boruto was to watch over Sarada for him. Hidari only exists because of Sarada's direct impact on her father. Had Sarada not convinced Sasuke to save Boruto, then Hidari wouldn't exist in the current form that he does, and I'm sure he understands this. But will Hidari betray Jura? I think there's plenty of evidence to support that he will, and it will be a gradual progression. And in my opinion, that would make the Shinju a lot more interesting since they all started from the same being, but they're branching out and becoming their own unique individuals with their own set of goals, and these goals may end up contradicting each other. There's also evidence to support that Hidari will not betray Jura and the other Shinju. After all, he did follow Jura's example and decided to pursue Sarada when he didn't have to. He also attacked Boruto despite Sasuke being on good terms with him post-omnipotence. The Shinju were clearly inspired by the four horsemen of the apocalypse, with Hidari representing the horsemen of death. So maybe, just maybe, Hidari may become the direct cause of the death of the Shinju, or at the very least be a direct result of them being defeated. So we'll have to see, but either way, this has the potential to become one of the greatest double crosses in the franchise.